What is up, YouTube? This is the real Hayden here, back with another movie review. And today we have a nice surprise. This movie is Weapons. Picked this up on Blu ray. This was a blind buy. I heard the movie was good. So if I hear a movie's good, I'm going to check it out. I went in to pick up Fantastic Four First Steps on release day. Weapons also came out that day. Everyone's talked about how it was good. So I decided to pick it up. The movie made a lot of money. Even the lady behind the register, when I bought it, knew about it and said it was a great movie and stuff. So, yeah, Weapons 2025. This was a nice surprise. I can't even lie. I'm just going to have to be honest. I always keep it honest, straight shooter. You know how it is. But this this was a perfect movie. You heard that right. This was a perfect movie. This movie had no flaws. It was a nice surprise. It really was. Like, I'm not sure if it was the most original thing ever, but it was a very, very nice surprise. I can't even lie. Like, when the movie was done, like, the pacing was perfect. The pacing was perfect. The cast was pretty decent. This movie was just perfect. The only one flaw I can truly think of about this movie is that it's never explained what the motive was. Whoa, what was her name again? The aunt. It was never explained what the motive was, but maybe there needs to be no explanation. Maybe it's because she's just psychotic. She's a psychotic witch. I don't know, but or they could easily explain that in a sequel. But I would prefer this just to be a standalone movie. But this movie was mind blowing. It had Josh Brolin in it, who's from No Country for Old Men. I'm pretty sure he was in Men in Black too, wasn't he? But this was a great movie. I can't even believe it. I think I'm uh feeling around a 9.7 or so out of 10. I'd probably just go ahead and give it a 10. Like, it really had no flaws. And I don't throw that out there often at all. I think this might actually be the first movie ever I've ever given a flat out 10 to, because I only go by point 0.5. So we'll just give it a 10. It's closer to a 10 than it is a 9.5. And I'm rating it for what it is. For what it is, I'm not comparing it to nothing else. For what I'm going based off of what the movie is, what they tried to do, what they tried to accomplish. Did they accomplish it? And yes, they did accomplish it. But yeah, my bad if I'm a little off. I'm coming off of an 86-hour fast, so yeah, that's what that is. But this had a good cast. It had Julia Gardner. It had Josh Brolin. I can't remember the other ones' names right now, right offhand. But I'm gonna have to rewatch this at some point. Like, I really couldn't believe how good it was. I finally got to see a good movie. I am so tired of watching bad movies. This is a new 2025 movie. This is a perfect movie. I don't know if I've ever given the 10 rating out, at least that I know of. Like, I got to go back and rewatch some movies like classics, The Shawshank, stuff like that. But I couldn't believe it. Me and my wife both agreed that it was a perfect movie. That it had no flaws. This is one of the rare movies that I genuinely cannot think of how they could have done it better. I genuinely can't. Everything came around full circle. Everything made sense. Everything except for what her motive was answered. But maybe, like I said, her motive is just that she's crazy. I don't know. But it had a nice, beautiful ending. I don't want to spoil anything if you ain't seen the movie. It's still pretty new. It had a nice, beautiful ending. Everything just comes together beautifully. The credits roll. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes, I believe. It's just a great movie. I see why it's made what it's made, and they have like something tied to this somehow, maybe, or in the same universe, or something called Barbarians or something. I might have to check that out because this was perfect, man. I'm not even the biggest horror fan. I like horror, I do, and I'm saying this is a perfect movie. I had a feeling it was going to be a good movie. That's why I blind bought this, and it was a great movie. I will definitely keep this on Blu-ray. They had the 4K, but I only have a Blu-ray player. I'll buy the 4K, but it has to come with the Blu-ray. You know what I mean? I was completely fine with the Blu-ray. It looked great on Blu-ray. This movie looks great on Blu-ray. I don't know how they could top it on 4K unless they just add a lot of polishness and lighting differences. That's really not going to do much for it. But so the plot of the movie is basically there's a classroom full of like, is it 17 or 18 kids, something like that. I think it's 18, but 17 of them go missing. And there's this teacher, and it's basically this witch has done this thing where she can control anyone by using like doing spells or whatever she does. She can control anyone if she comes in contact with a physical object that belongs to them. And basically it's this little boy, and it doesn't go in order when you watch the movie how I'm going to explain it. Everything comes full circle. But the little boy is basically forced to do what she what the aunt or whatever, the crazy aunt witch whatever wants him to do. He's in school, and so basically he lives with his parents. They're like, yo, aunt is going to come stay with us for a while. She has nowhere to go. She's sick. They don't even really know her that well, but they're trying to help her out because she's family. Little do they know, she takes complete control of the parents, like has them like possessed type shit, like literally. And the little boy's like, yo, what do you do to my parents? And she's like, I can make them eat each other if you don't listen to me and do everything I tell you to do. And so she wants him to get an object from every kid in his class. He does, and she tells him that she'll leave if he does. She'll go back home, even though she doesn't even have a home. But yeah, whatever. And he goes and takes an object from every kid in the class, whatever. And he's just a kid, he doesn't know better. And she does the spell. She breaks this stick. When she mixes all the objects together, she'll break a stick, and she can control anyone that has come in contact with the objects that she wraps around that stick when she breaks it. And they'll pretty much turn into like a zombie, like a heat-seeking missile, and just go after whoever. However it works. I don't know if I explained that perfectly, but so basically all the kids go missing except for him because he's still going to that class. Just that kid. So that's kind of sus as it is, even though they all think it was the teacher because all her students went missing. But only he keeps showing up to class. But all the other kids went missing because she broke the stick. They all ran to her house, hid in her basement, and everything like that. So, you got parents and everything else trying to figure out what happened to the kids, and they couldn't figure it out. So the police just tried to cover it up. You had a crackhead character named James. His character was pretty cool. Not like just on screen. Archer, played by Josh Brolin, was pretty cool. Paul, I liked his character for the most part. He was entertaining when he was on screen. He had a couple like whatever moments, but the movie was great. There was no flaws with this movie. It was a perfect movie. I will stand by that. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If you say that this movie is not a great movie, you're a fucking hater. And I'm not even passionate about horror at all. And I'm saying it's a perfect movie. You are a grade A fucking hater if you say this movie's not great. It is a great movie. But I'll definitely watch that again. It's a great movie. I don't want to see a sequel. It'd be cool or whatever. I just don't want it to take away from that movie because that movie it didn't fucking miss. They came out swinging, man. That movie hit all the bullet points. It did not miss. Go check out Weapons 2025 movie. It is a great movie, guys. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting. It's pretty scary too. I mean, they got a couple scary scenes. Like I think the scariest one was the principal. Marcus was his name. Yeah, he was the scariest looking one. His eyeballs were like popping out of his head once the witch had possession of him or whatever. Um, I liked all the characters. Julia Gardner? Julia Gardner. She also played in Fantastic Four: First Steps, which I also picked up yesterday. But yeah, everybody did a solid performance. The acting was good. The pacing was amazing. I was never bored throughout this whole thing. Never bored. Like I said, the only flaw I could think of is that we never got an explanation for what the motive is. But maybe we didn't need an explanation. I don't know. But it's a perfect movie. Go check out Weapons 2025 for what it was. It was a perfect movie. It was a fucking good movie, and I'm glad I finally got to see a good movie. I'm so tired of watching shit movies. You don't understand. Like Hollywood just keeps printing off shit movie after shit movie, 24/7. They finally did something good. So, Weapons, guys, go check it out. It is a good watch. So, Weapons, I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10 for. Let's go. Let's give it a 10 out of 10. It deserved it. So, yeah, peace out. Weapons, great movie, guys. Go check it out.